Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jakita. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. I am a relationship coach. I am a mom, a wife. I am an entrepreneur. And if you don't know from the title of my channel, I am a proud millennial. Thank you guys for being here. Today, I wanted to take some time out to talk about personality traits, right? Because oftentimes, when I'm talking to clients and when I'm working with people and just even in my own experience and in my own journey when I was out there dating, right? Like, if you guys don't know, I have been with my husband for 9 years. And so it was a journey to get there, but I got there. And it was really about me being intentional about how I dated and how I looked for people and what I accepted, what kind of boundaries I drew the line at. And so I really am so passionate about helping other women, especially millennial women, figure out how to navigate this dating scene because we grew up with technology and social media. And so we are like the experiment babies. And so we've been trying to figure out how to navigate love when now we have so much accessibility. We have so many things influencing the way that we think about relationships, the way that we behave ourselves. And so I really am passionate about and have studied just really how to make sure that we have better dating experiences so that those who are looking for love and who are wanting to find a mate, a lifetime partner, that we can do it. And there's not so many hurdles that we have to jump through because I feel like, and I don't know, just let me know in the comments if you feel similar, but like I feel like for us, especially millennials, and Gen Z, those who are coming up, and even the older generations, right? Because they're on social media too. But I feel like it's so saturated with so much information about what you should do, what you shouldn't do, who you should look for, what type of qualities, and that we can get caught up very easily in very superficial things when it comes to looking for a partner that we miss out on paying attention to really what's important for us to look for in order to grab a really the quality type mate. And so these are the top seven traits. There are more, but these are the top seven personality traits that you should look for when you are dating. And then you should even look for it in your partner. If you are not, then these are things that you want to have a conversation about, right? So, number one, I'm going to start with is honesty. It's so important to find someone who is honest and that's a part of their personality. Like, they are not just honest with you, but they're honest in all of the things that they do. And of course, there's instances where people maybe make up something or whatever. I don't know. But generally, you want to look for a very honest person. They are honest about who they are. They are honest about where they're from and what they do, the quality of their work, their work. They're honest about their relationships and their parts and, you know, with other people. I feel like honest people too take accountability for the role that they played in situations. So, a good way to look for honesty in a partner or someone that you're dating, right? Because sometimes we don't have much time, but really that phase is all about time. You should really be spending your time getting to know them for real. Um, and not getting caught up in just like the nice dates and the clothes and how they look and all of these nice things and gestures that people could do for you, but really pay attention to these traits. And so when it comes to honesty, it is possible for you to listen to how someone talks about them going like their last relationships. How was that? Do you hear them taking any accountability in that conversation? Like, are they honest with you about what their role was and how they played it? And like, or are they just like, yeah, he or she did this, blah, 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 and that's it, like they're not really telling their part. I feel like accountability and honesty kind of go hand in hand to me. So that is important. The second trait is respect. I mean, it is essential that to me, respect is the bottom line for any relationship. Like there is no other option. And so to me, I mean, if you have someone who respects you, or if you're in a relationship with someone who's respectable, and they demonstrate respect for you, and not only you, but other people in your lives, in their lives, people around them, they have respect for themselves. Then you can know that you're mating and courting a person who's a quality type person. You can know that you're dating someone who's very considerate and who can be patient and all of that, in which patience is another one of my top seven personality traits too. So I'll go ahead and jump into it. um, is that you want to make sure that that person is patient with you. I mean, nowadays, I think people are we're what they call the popcorn era. I think I said this in my last video too, but I think people are oftentimes so bent on getting things done fast at a certain time by a certain age. It's like we are like in a vacuum almost, and life does not happen that way. So. It's really essential to find someone who's patient. Of course, you don't want someone who's going to take all day, like, they're going to take forever, a million years to make a decision. I don't, when I say patient, I don't mean someone who's like slow poking around and playing with you. Like, I don't mean that. I mean someone who's patient with the process of getting to know each other, the journey. If trust needs to be built, they're patient with that, but they're intentional, right? Like they understand, like maybe you have some wounds or they have some wounds. Maybe you need to also, let me say this, these traits are also what you should be demonstrating when you're looking for a partner. If you're trying to get serious with somebody, think about, how you're showing up, because that's one thing, right? We always are looking for what other people are doing and how they show up for us, but think about how you're showing up and are you demonstrating these 7 traits when you're out there dating and trying to court people. So again, patience. The next personality trait that I want to talk about is emotional intelligence, and this is such a big trait to me because a lot of the times, and what I mean by emotional is intelligence is that you want to have someone who understands their own emotions and is very considerate and aware of other people's emotions. So you don't want someone who does something and they like don't even think to ask you how you felt about it, or don't even think to ask you. They assume, they just automatically, come up with answers and feelings and stuff for you. And they don't really stop to take into consideration like what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what your needs are, what your desires are, where you are emotionally with the situation, as well as they don't stop to process and think about their own. And this is really huge nowadays because everybody just want to get over things fast. Everybody want to just be like, I'm gonna do it no matter what. Like I'm gonna put my head down. I'm just gonna grind through it. Or I'm just gonna, I'm gonna just do it. It just is what it is. It got to be done, right? Like that's the language that we use when we're just trying to push through things. But you really want someone who can stop and process and understand how things are affecting them, how you impact them, how the things that you do impact them, as well as the things that they do that impact you. And like really someone who wants to pay attention. And so it's not someone who's just like crying all the time and, or someone who's angry all the time. Not some emotional intelligence is not someone who just is like very boisterous about their feelings all the time, but there are people whom are very aware of how they feel at any given point, and they can stop and process that. And they're also very aware of, asking you and being intentional about how you feel and what you need. So that's important. Consider that, okay? And then next on my list is dependability, right? Like, because you want to have someone whom you can depend on. You need to have someone whom you can depend on. If you think about spending a lifetime with someone, right? This is forever. Who knows how long you guys are gonna live, right? And so if you want to spend your life with this person, you want to have children with this person, you want to get married, or maybe you just want to move in, or maybe you want to travel the world, or maybe you whatever, build a business, build an empire, whatever. This needs to be someone who is dependable. And so it's essential to have dependability. And the way that you can look for that in someone is by seeing how they show up for their friends, right? Seeing if they keep their word when they say that they're going to do something or be somewhere at a certain time. Do they text you exactly when they say they're going to text you, or even in that time frame, or even in that day? Do they follow up on things? Do they make promises and then keep them? And if they don't, do they try to correct it and make effort to do better the next time? Do they acknowledge things that they need to do? Do they acknowledge your needs and what you need? And like, are they trying to support you and be there for you? But also, are they dependable in themselves? Like, I think this is a big deal because sometimes we look outwardly at how people treat other people, but we don't really stop to pay attention at how they're treating themselves, right? Like, are they dependable for themselves? Are there life lessons, or are there things in their life that they want to accomplish? Or are there things in their life that they need to be doing where it requires them to be dependable on them if they have to follow through with something? Can they do that? So it's really important to look at not only how they show up for other people, how they keep their word with you, but also how they follow through on the things that they want for themselves, their desires, their needs, their obligations. Are they dependable? Are they showing up? Right. And then two, it's important to have somebody with boundaries with that. I mean, sometimes we have people who are just extreme givers or people pleasers, and so they're very dependable. But again, that's why I said it's important to understand, are they also dependable with themselves? Like, are they going to commit and take care of themselves the way that you need to? So keep that in mind. And then I want to say with emotional intelligence, really quickly, I want to go back and say, like, a good example of someone being demonstrating emotional intelligence with you is, again, like if you guys, if they were late to something and they couldn't make it, or they, couldn't show, they let you know. Or if they said something and they noticed that you suddenly got quiet or whatever, are they going to follow up and say, hey, you good? I noticed that you just kind of got quiet on me. Like, what happened? Did I, what did I say? Or is something bothering you? They're going to follow up, and then when you tell them how you feel, they're going to listen and try to, hear you as much as they can. Now, everybody is not perfect. I'm not saying like you're going to just get this out of package perfect person, but what I'm saying is that at least they make effort to show some of these qualities, and you see that they at least ask. You would see that they at least care, and even asking you like, hey, what do you want for dinner? What type of music do you want to listen to? Like, what places would you like to go to? Like, they are asking questions to get feedback and to see what makes you happy as well. So, excuse me. But yes, that's emotional intelligence. The last one, oh no, I have two more. The last one, of the second from last one, is kindness. Um, I know that in this era, and I'm talking to my ladies, because I know that being mean is like a thing, and maybe I'll talk about that in another video. And I get that things have happened, and there's not a lot of trust nowadays in each other, in mankind, and anybody. Not the air, not the food, not the water, not nothing, right? Like, there is a lot of mistrust, and there's a lot of reasons why we have a lack of trust. Everybody, right? And so sometimes we have our guards up, and meaning like we're not the kindest. We don't demonstrate that off rip, and so that's okay. I understand protecting yourself, but I also understand that there is need for, and it's essential for you to find balance to really address those fears and those trust issues, to get you back regulated, so that you can learn how to just be kind to people with boundaries, right? Like, not just be overly pleasing, overly trusting, but do it, where people can build up that, you can build that relationship with people. So when I talk about kindness, I mean, again, sometimes, and I've seen stuff on social media, I've seen stuff in reality TV where people were dating, and then the partner is just really mean to other people. Like, they'll be nice to their partner, but like they're nasty to other people, or very rude, or very like passive aggressive, or I don't know, like just not really good people, or they treat, people who are have certain jobs very low, or they talk about them very lowly. And so they have no respect, and they're just not kind. And so you really want to be mindful of that, because again, even though it seems like, oh yeah, they are like that with them, but they're not like that with me, it's only a matter of time. I don't know if y'all know, but like, you hang around with snakes, you get bit by one eventually. Like, and so I really believe that as well. You can't just make excuses for people just because they don't treat you like that. But if they treat other people like that, you best believe that they don't treat you like that yet. Okay. So they don't give you that same energy yet. But you want to find someone who's just a general kind person with boundaries. They know their boundaries. They're not just like, oh, hey, let me give to everybody. And they're not overly kind to where they aren't aware of dangers, and they're not cautious of, the potential people who can and will take advantage of you, but and walk over you. But they generally are kind people to those around them. Of course, they may still have a certain stance or about them where it just seems very protective, and it's not like coming off as goofy and silly and, just out there. But generally, they treat people with respect, and they're kind. So I like to put that out there. And our last trait is ambition. And I put ambition on here simply because I feel like when we think about, and I'm not talking about ambition and like, oh, you have to achieve and have these dreams for these big goals, like, oh, we're going to make $1 million, and we're going to be millionaires, and we're going to have these type of houses and cars, and we're going to be like, I'm not talking about ambition in a way that it's related to material, superficial goals and achievements. I don't mean that way. I think it's important that people have ambition about anything in their life. It does not matter the level in which you choose to receive that, monetarily or with things. I think it's about what you have goals about, what you have dreams about. And so, again, if someone wanted to start a nonprofit, if someone wanted to start a company fixing windows or something, or if someone wanted to be at a job that feels, good about for them financially and is good for them mentally, you want to be with someone or look for this trait in someone who is a person who has things about themselves going on. That's what I mean about ambition. Like, do they have dreams and goals? Like, they don't have to be these grander type things that everybody's trying to achieve on social media to look like they have it all together. But it really just needs to be something that they feel is really good for them. And so, again, you don't want someone who's just like chilling every day. Like, I'm just kicking it. Like, it is what it is. I'm just kind of going with the flow. You don't want that type of person because they're lazy. Like, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just trying to be honest with you guys that, like, dating someone who does not have any ambition, they're just kind of going with the flow every day, letting life happen to them. They don't really have any drive. And so how that's going to show up in your relationship is that you're going to either be the person, if you have ambition, you're going to be the person pushing them all the time, trying to get them to do this, trying to get them to look at this thing that you're trying to do for y'all, and they still are not doing it. Or maybe you're going to try to get them to do things for themselves, and you're going to be pushing them, and you're going to kind of constantly always be on them about, you should do this, you should try this, you should. And like, it's too much work and too much energy. There's so much other things going on in relationships and in this life. Then we don't need to be trying to be our partners go to all the time. I'm this person for you. Like, I'm here coaching you, pushing you, trying to, transfer my drive and ambition into you. That's not how it goes. Like, you're gonna be supporting your partner, and you're gonna be pushing them and encouraging them and inspiring them and all of that. That's great. That's gonna happen. That should happen. It's natural and normal. It's healthy in relationships. But to be trying to transfer and make someone be something that they're not, or believe in, or see something that they don't when they don't have it and they've never initiated that or never said that, that's different. So, again, be with someone who has ambition, because someone who just talks about it but's not doing nothing about it is not a person with drive, right? They don't have the drive to do. They're not motivated, or either they have some other things going on that they need to do underneath in order to help them work on that. And that's all fine. But again, that goes back to dependability, because can you do what you need to do for you? Right? Like, if you can't do what you need to do for you and your dreams and your hopes, what makes me think that you can do that for me? And so you want to see how they're showing up in their own lives for themselves before you try to include them in, your life. So just keep that in mind. Ambition is really important. Again, the same energy, if someone has some tenacity, the drive, the ambition to go after things in their own life, their goals, that means that when they set a goal with you and when y'all set a goal together, they're also going to be an equal partner in planning and working and thriving and trying to get that goal met. So if you have relationship problems, or maybe there's some miscommunication on a subject, or maybe you guys don't see something the same way, and so, they come to you and, like, hey, we got a problem, we need to fix it, period, let's go. Like, they have this internal drive and motivation that is self-led, that helps them to be a good problem solver with you. So I want you to think about that. It's not just about the exterior, the external goals and dreams and things like that. It's about also that internal part of them that sets out to accomplish something, and then they work to get it, because that's going to be very pivotal in your relationship as you're going to be going through various different stages. And you need someone who, again, is dependable. But I feel like that person definitely has to be goal driven in some sort of way and have some things for themselves. So, yes, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much. I really need to drink some water. I think it's the air quality in Detroit. And I don't know, my sinuses just feel all congested and I feel like I can't breathe a little bit. So I think I need to go ahead and drink some water when I get done. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you have not already, please subscribe. Please share this video, like it, hit the notification bell also so you can get notifications when I go live. And then just comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about these 7 traits. Are there any other traits and qualities that you think needs to be included on this list? Again, these are just the top 7. There's way more to consider. Maybe you may want someone who's, humorous and have some sense of humor, and that may be a big thing for you. But again, these are important top traits for people who have healthy relationships and who are healthy partners. So I wanted to put these out there. Those other things are very important, but they are per person. So Definitely let me know how you feel. Let me know if you have any comments. Please comment below. Thank you guys for watching. And again, I will see you all soon. Bye.